Thanks, Andrew. That was fantastic. My name is Big Steve, and I like big data. So, anyway, Bob, I'm going to show you how this is done, okay? Here we go. There you go. Nice one. In fact, hold on a second. I have to just do this. This is for Valerie.
Thank you, Steve.
You're welcome. Anyway, I hope all enjoyed Andrew's presentation. It's really interesting, and it's important to take it in and understand this is really the future and how we're evolving. Next, I'd like to introduce Mr. Mike Wentz from IDEA. He's the Director of Sales and Marketing, brings a lot of experience to our organization, and really great guy. He's going to talk about the DMP, the new product, and after this session, Melissa Longnecker is going to have an in-depth DMP breakout session, so if anybody's interested, which I'm sure you will be, after Mike's panel discussion, you could do that. I don't know what the breakout room is, but it's in your books. So ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce Mike Wentz.
Microphone on, please. Good morning. It's interesting. It's 35 years since Rocky movie was made and truly changed the culture in Philadelphia. Many of you have ever been a sports fan. You know, Philadelphia doesn't have the strongest track record when it comes to championships and has been frustrated for many years. But, you know, the Rocky movie and the Flyers really turned things around, and we're hoping that this year, like the Milwaukee Brewers, the Philadelphia Phillies are having a pretty good season too. 100 wins as of yesterday, so we hope we're gonna, we hope we're gonna be in it too. So just as we change the stage, could we bring the house lights down, please? Takes flight. I'd like to welcome our panel. First of all, Jason Archbold from Border States is the marketing supervisor overseeing the catalog and marketing intelligence functions at Border States Electric. Jason's team is responsible for the gathering, assembly, and management of product content that is presented in the Border States marketing materials. He works directly with manufacturers to co-create content and explore methods for the future creation and exchange of catalog content. Jason has nearly 15 years of experience in this field and currently serves as the Vice Chair of the Product Information Subcommittee on the IDEA Industry Standards Committee. Welcome, Jason. David Farahmandpour. David is the e-commerce manager at Leviton with over 13 years experience in the electrical industry and e-commerce. His group is responsible for driving costs out of the supply chain, improving order cycle times while increasing electronic value adds for Leviton's customers. He is currently working on a project to develop an internal data repository for Leviton to store all of its structured and unstructured item data. David is also responsible for Leviton's eBiz website, a self-service tool for the electrical distributor to access business-to-business information 24/7. Welcome, David. Ron Schlader has been working with Crescent Electric since he was a fresh college graduate. He has since worked his way up to become Vice President of Operations and Quality. Schlader oversees purchasing, inventory management, auditing, SPA processing, product database management, traffic, and its efforts to improve efficiencies throughout data synchronization and operational initiatives with vendor partners. Schlader is heavily involved with NAD and served as chairman of the IDA board in 2008. Welcome, Ron. Peter Vient has been with OSRAM SYLVANIA for the past 17 years and currently is the data sync coordinator in the business development group. He started in the information department and is now responsible for synchronizing accurate data for all the sales channels within Sylvania. Peter is also the sales operation EDI advocate and handles NAFTA reporting for the company. Peter will not rest until everyone in Sylvania realizes how important data integrity is to their bottom line. Welcome, Peter. Welcome, panel. Thank you and good morning again. This is my 30th year working in this channel in a technology capacity. And it's the first time that I've ever been associated with the development of a tool that creates a new category of applications. Unlike many tools that have been built in the past with a build it and they will come approach, this tool was built and created not in a software lab, not on the back of a cocktail napkin, but the solution was born of the industry, for the industry, by frontline professionals representing both distributors and manufacturers. This is the first data-centric collaboration tool offered to facilitate communications between trading partners directly at the item attribute level. DMP also provides a platform that can consolidate manufacturers' islands of data automation. Everyone in the electrical channel will benefit from this capability, and this has the potential to be a great engine for e-commerce. Back in my ERP days, we used to say it was all about the system. We always knew that data was the real competitive weapon. DMP users will be provided with a tool that can facilitate process improvement and internal efficiency. This is a very exciting time for IDEA and the entire electrical industry. Now let's hear from the industry leaders who will share their vision for the potential of the data management platform. Good morning, Ron.
Good morning.
How does this connection benefit your trading partner relationships?
Well, I look at it as just an added tool to help me better communicate to the vendor my specific needs. You know, we've got needs in our operations side as far as the data sync, just the transactional data, but our marketing people have needs. They also have wants. You know, they got needs just to get the basic, websites going and whatnot, but they also have wants to enhance it and to market Crescent better. So it provides me with a tool to be more specific to the vendor as far as what's lacking, what's missing, what holes, gaps are there. And plus it helps the manufacturer prioritize his time. We're all the distributors are going after the manufacturer. I want your data. Well, what data do you want? Well, all of it. Give it to me. Just flood me with it. Well, this gives them some direction. This allows me to help them, focus in on the key stuff to get me going quicker. I might be running a monthly special or a promo. I said, I need the tools. Well, these are, let's get these 5 items out there quick. I need all these pieces of information. This tool gives me the capability to communicate that need.
That's great. How will it make you more competitive in the markets you serve?
Well, I think I might have some more specific needs than the other distributors have, and our creativity is I want to add videos to my websites. I want to add how to install and some quick link or something like that. So I'm gonna be asking some of these guys for videos links in the DMP. A great way to pinpoint these things. So I want to use the data. The data isn't the differentiator. It's what I do with it is going to be the differentiator. And my communication link is at DMP.
Very good. Peter, why is it difficult for manufacturers to manage their internal product data?
As a manufacturer, we do face many challenges collecting the data, verifying the data, and filling these holes that Ron was speaking of. But we have different groups, different product lines, so responsible for different items, and we see inconsistencies across our data because of it, specifically within like our naming conventions, and one group may do it one way or another way. So keeping that data consistent across product lines, and then we have other groups like our packaging people, they may collect data in a different way themselves. So we have lots of business units within Sylvania that are responsible for different pieces of the data. So I see a lot of inconsistencies across that. And then once we collect the data, we have another group, Material Master, who's responsible for putting the data into our ERP system. And they are not technical people, they're not the product people. So it's a lot of manual entry, and I see a lot of issues with them not knowing the fact that there's an issue with that. So the people who are maintaining our data aren't necessarily aware of some of the issues that we're seeing, responses back from our distributors. So I have to deal with that often with the issues. And also at Sylvania, we try to get products created and out to our distributors faster, are available to manufacture. So our speed to market is something that we strive for, and in doing so, we may leave some of the enriched attributes off the table just to get the product to the point where it can be manufactured. And you think you're always going to go back to put the wattage in and the lumens in and those other enriched attributes, but as we all know, other fires come up that day or priorities change, and we don't get back to it. So completing all that data is a challenge for us as well. And also, like Ron was saying, there are different attributes. I won't say every day, but every week I get ad hoc requests, and somebody wants something that we don't maintain and in our ERP system. So I have lots of Excel files on my desktop and on my network drives, and sometimes I'll put that data, I can get that data, but like I said, it's in Excel files, and sometimes I need a few from that one and combine. So I never know what attributes are coming down the road and where I will store those, and who's responsible for those attributes as well. So those are some of the challenges that we face.
It's a lot of challenges. What's your vision for how DMP is going to help your organization?
Well, I'm excited about it because it gives me the view across all the product lines. I am the person who ultimately sends the data out. I'm the person who hears about issues. So it gives me the view that I need across the product lines, like I was saying, instead of all these other, when the master data people are putting data in, they do one item. DMP will give me a view to see all similar items and like items, and make sure there's consistency, see my holes, be able to resolve those issues immediately because it's editable, and I can go in and do it, and I can own that data. I can worry about getting my ERP system resolved after the fact. My priority is to get the data to the distributors, so DMP will give me that access that I need. It's also configurable, so I can add my features and benefits, which I don't maintain anyplace else, and my marketing text. Granted, getting that data is going to be tough. Getting somebody to own that data, I should say, but now I can see it in there, and it'll be there for any number of customers that may want to pull that data out. So, like I said, I'm excited for that. And I look at it, I don't look at it as a benefit so much to the distributors. But I act like I'm the distributor. I am the demand within my company. So I see the data and I see the issues before we send the data out and have somebody come back to us and say, you have an issue with this or you're missing that. So I'm the distributor within my company. So that's how I'm going to use this DMP.
That's great. That's probably why you're really effective, is because you take ownership as the customer within your organization before you can serve your customers, the end users. Thank you. David, what did you discover about your internal systems through your participation in this pilot?
Well, through the DMP pilot and with any data request that we get at Leviton, we realize that there's a lot of data. And with Leviton stocking over 15,000 items, the data resides in multiple different systems. We have ERP data, we have mainframe data, we have packaging servers, and like Peter was saying earlier, a lot of the data is simply in Excel spreadsheets on people's hard drives, or maybe somebody's Mac has all the images or spec sheets. Some of the data is even in print media, so it's not even available to be queried or pulled. So I think what we realized is while the data is there, we're looking for a single source of truth, somewhere where we can go and pull this data and get it to the distributors quickly and in the format that we want it. And we see the DMP as a great opportunity to do that because, like Peter was saying, it can be customized, it can be changed, and we can actually, with the help of the distributor, prioritize the data that they're looking for, pull that out, and get that to them.
That's great. How will your data quality process benefit from the value?
I think the value of the DMP to the data quality process is because the data that they're requiring is defined. We can actually implement a template and say at item creation, these are the things we need from the stakeholders. These are your products, but this is what we need. So we don't put the onus on the product manager to put the data there. We tell them what data we want, and we require them to put that. And at Leviton, we've been very lucky because we have the support of our executives that are helping us filter this down to the people that are doing it day to day. So I think that the DMP will give us a standard using the UNSPSC schema, and the conversations that we have with the distributors that we're piloting with, we can get a good amount of representative data that we can get to the customers.
Very good. Thank you, David. Jason, from a distributor's perspective, what are the positive impacts you see with DMP?
In the time that I've had a chance to work with the DMP, I've seen many positive impacts that I see coming out of the DMP. Really, I think of the changes I've observed in the demand for information that we're trying to get out in front of people. First, that demand is increasing, but it's really increasing on two fronts. First, it's our external customers who want more information. But secondly, it's our internal customers. We're trying to get more and more information in front of our own people as they serve those customers. We're trying to get that data into a nice platform and make it communicated across many different channels like that. Secondly, they're not just asking for more of the same, they're asking for more detail. They want more product specifications, they want more product features, they want more product benefits, they want to see the spec sheets, the catalog pages, video. The demand is not just increasing, but the demand for more information is also coming there too. And lastly, we don't have customers really sitting there with a print catalog anymore. It's a print catalog, it's an online catalog, it's a spreadsheet, they belong to a blog, they have their own notes. What you have is you have more pieces of information at the table with those customers. And I see the DMP as helping drive consistency from one channel of communication to the other. So I see those as the real positive impacts.
As a distributor, why do you feel this tool is important?
To Ron's point, I used to be that one calling many of you in this room saying, what do you have? What kind of information do you have? Send me your information. And what I've learned is that a lot of that information, because it does reside in so many different buckets and so many different systems, it's hard to pull together. The DMP allows really for this two-way interaction, and it allows me to make a very specific request to the manufacturer. I can, in the DMP, flag products or identify products, or we could work together to identify those products, and then it's almost like the two of us are sitting at a table using this platform. I know who's on the other side, they know who I am, we can talk, we can look at the data together. And also with the UNSPSE schema loaded into the DMP, there's a structure there for manufacturers. As they go to put their data in, the attributes are defined, the fields are defined, really you're populating values at that point in time. And I think the largest benefit I really see that makes this very important is once that data is there, it can be used as a way to respond to the next distributor who's asking that same question. And the next distributor after that, you're not going to have to craft 10 different responses for 10 different distributors. I think, what I believe is that I see most of what I need right there in the DMP, and hopefully it'll be most of what other distributors are going to need. And then it's just that last piece that maybe I might finish off, or maybe we'll come back to the manufacturer. But now those requests are going to get much smaller, and much of the information that we're looking for is going to be housed in that DMP.
So you actually see DMP helping to take cost out of your process and out of the channel?
I see it as making it much more efficient to respond to all these different requests that are coming there, and make it more efficient for us to get this data out in front of our customers too.
That's great. Thank you. I think we have a few minutes for questions, so I'll turn to the audience. Is there anyone that has any particular questions for the panel or any of the individual panelists? I see one back there. Yes. Maybe I should take that one. I mean, it has some similarities, as Bob has mentioned. It definitely has some PIM-like characteristics. Oh, I'm sorry. The question is how do you differentiate the DMP from a PIM? And I'm paraphrasing, but essentially it has some of the same characteristics, but it also provides something that a typical PIM doesn't, which is this two-way dialogue communications channel. And rather than me trying to get into a lot more detail, there is a presentation that immediately follows this, and we'll have some of our technical folks in the room, so I think you'll hear more differentiation then. Any other questions? Okay. Well, I appreciate the panel's efforts and your leadership, your knowledge, and your insight. We also appreciate your assistance in the ongoing development of DMP. You can learn more about the DMP at the next breakout session immediately following our break, I believe, which is coming up, and that will be in Gateway Ballroom 2, and we look forward to seeing you there. Thank you very much.
All right, it's kind of interesting, the DMP, and I think it'll be exciting for everybody to learn more about it. Obviously, the pilot participant, those organizations have been involved. In fact, the neat thing about DMP is that a light bulb didn't go off down in Arlington. The DMP came from talking to customers, identifying pain points. In fact, one of the very first beginning discussions of DMP is Nick Manzo and I are out in Kansas City and visiting Millbank, and Dawn Wright Perry was saying, I use the IDW, I use the IRD, how would it be possible to have a single solution and so on and so forth. In fact, the original name was DWP, Dawn Wright Perry. Okay, but then we figured, well, that might not go over so well, so we flipped the W to make it DMP, and then we renamed it. So, but again, this is a solution that was born for the industry, by the industry. So, Bob, watch this one. Bob. Oh, Susan. Anyways. Okay, folks, thank you very much to our speakers this morning. I hope everybody enjoyed it. We now will break out for the breakout sessions. Enjoy yourself. Well, actually, there's the tech break snack sponsored by DBA. Sorry. Anyway, that's the morning snack in the Tech Center. You can go there right now. We will reconvene tonight at 6:30 for the Taste of St. Louis night, and that's at the Ballpark Conference Center. Dress code is casual. There's going to be great bands there. In fact, Aerosmith is going to be performing first, then Taylor Swift, and then we're going to finish with Kenny Chesney. So everybody should be there. And there's going to be artists drawing everybody, and so on and so forth. So thank you, everybody, for attending our opening general session, and have a wonderful day.
Epicor will be hosting the Taste of St. Louis Night Out tonight. Epicor Software Corporation, recently combined with Activent Solutions Incorporated, is a global